Hi guys, welcome to the Save Continue Newscast. My name's Tom, this here's Ryan,
Hi.
that there's Shanae.
Hi.
I don't have a lot of news for you guys. I don't know about these guys, but we're gonna find out.
Alright.
What I have today, Shanae, Skrillex is doing the theme for Kingdom Hearts 3. What do you think about this? It's the theme we've been hearing on all the trailers, but he's gonna add his own little flavor to it, I suppose.
Yeah.
He's gonna dub it up.
He's gonna just dub that.
Sure.
I'm fine with that. I've heard some pretty good EDM versions of Kingdom Hearts songs, and maybe it turned out pretty good. Maybe I might actually like it. Open mind on it.
Ryan?
What's my opinion on that?
Yeah.
Well, I haven't heard a lot of his work outside of the Wubba Dub Dubs.
Okay.
So I don't know how wide his range is. The music that I have heard for Kingdom Hearts has already sounded like pretty dancey. So
Have you heard the song Under the Sea?
yes, that's with the crab.
You know he wrote that.
He wrote Under the Sea?
No, he did not.
Oh.
In other Kingdom Hearts news, Sora will be voiced by...
Who?
All I've ever heard is the Japanese stuff. I haven't looked into who's gonna voice the English.
Well, who used to voice him?
Yeah.
Jonathan Taylor Thomas.
No.
Joel Osborne.
Mm-hmm. He's coming back, confirmed.
Nice.
He's a lot older, but
Well, I mean, I feel
hey,
like Sora has aged with him. Maybe.
Probably still sounds like a baby.
How old is Sora?
he does not.
Canonically.
I have not heard
No, I just
Billy
watched.
Joel in a long time.
I just watched a movie with him in it called Tusk recently, and he very much sounds like a full-grown man.
And that was a bit older, but even he was in Me, Him, Her,
Yeah.
and that was only a couple years ago. Yeah. But yeah, he's coming back. So
Alright, cool.
there's that.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see, PlayStation Experience will not be happening this year.
Yeah.
I think it's actually a very good idea.
What do you think they're cooking up over there, Tom?
I don't think that they're cooking up anything. I think that their cards are already on the table, and if they had a PlayStation Experience this year, it'd be a little underwhelming like last year was.
There's nothing to announce.
What's the point in having one? We know that they have a really good lineup for the next year and a half, 2 years, right?
Yeah.
But what's the point of having a whole other conference to show something that's either way far out
Or something.
or
that
nothing at all?
Or something that we will not be surprised by.
Yeah.
So.
On the other side, Xbox is having a conference, XO18. They have not done an XO conference in quite a few years. A lot of people saying that they're copying PSX. They're not. Xbox actually did this years before PlayStation did. It's just been many years since they have done it. This will be in Mexico City. What will they announce? Who knows?
Xbox exclusive King of Fighters.
I doubt it, but
Okay.
it's possible. Let's see what else. To make up for the lack of a PlayStation experience, Kind of Funny has taken it upon themselves to do their own conference and have reached out to devs to submit projects to it.
Yeah.
And devs seem pretty on board.
Yeah.
Will there be major announcements there? I kind of doubt it.
Sure.
But there seems to be a lot of indie devs on board for it.
Yeah.
It's kind of interesting.
Well, I think that Kind of Funny is definitely a platform that you want to use if you want to promote something.
Sure.
So I don't think it's a bad move. I'm probably gonna check that out just to see.
I'll watch it. I haven't watched Kind of Funny in a few years.
Yeah.
But I will watch it for that.
Yeah. Maybe we'll see. Maybe I'll see something that I will be surprised by.
And you see big names like promoting it.
Yeah.
Adam Boyes tweeted about it. Corey Barlog tweeted about it. So it could be big.
Yeah.
By conference, it's them in front of a green screen.
Sure.
But yeah.
Sure, and they're probably gonna do some kind of. They usually have a stream chat going, so
Right.
it'll probably be.
So there's
a
that.
Q&A.
And that will be the week after the Game Awards.
Yeah. The Keeleys.
You guys got anything?
What about that whole PlayStation crossplay thing?
With Fortnite.
Yeah, so they're doing crossplay with Fortnite and potentially other games to come.
Yeah, it's Fortnite's going to be it's going to be a test.
Yeah. I'm honestly surprised. I didn't think that they would give.
Yeah.
And to be fair, PlayStation has done crossplay before, just not with other consoles.
Yeah.
I didn't think that they would do it. I'm kind of surprised. I mean, I think it's good that they did.
Yeah.
But I didn't think that they would.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've
Like
seen,
people had stopped talking about it at this point.
Yeah.
You know.
And I'd seen people say that this isn't a first or anything, and they mentioned the Final Fantasy online games, but that's not the same thing. That's just a client launched through the PlayStation, but there's not actual connectivity there.
Sure, but like you can play Rocket League with PC players
Yeah.
from the beginning. You can
Yeah.
play Street Fighter with PC players from the beginning because they don't look at PC as their competition.
Yeah.
I think it's neat because it's a move that they didn't have to make.
Mm-hmm.
You know, people had seemed to stop talking about it, and as much as people complained, that those games were still selling better on PlayStation than elsewhere.
So what do you think they stand to gain by doing this? Because there's already
Goodwill.
Well, I mean, but I think that although they have lost some of it with some decisions, I think that they've still got a lot to spare. So
They do. It's interesting though because like if any game could do it, Fortnite could, right? And it's interesting because more players play Fortnite on PS4 than on Xbox or Switch.
Yeah.
You know, so they obviously didn't need to,
Mm-hmm.
but it's smart of them to. Fortnite's such a weird thing. Like, it's the only game I can think of in the history of video games where all 3 current gen platforms have bundles with it.
Yeah.
You know, it's very strange, but
Yeah, you got people selling phones with Fortnite.
yeah.
Which is
PlayStation sells controllers with Fortnite.
I
You
never
know,
thought I'd
like,
see it.
Yeah, it's very
You
strange.
know? But that's the world we live in.
Yeah.
I don't think I have anything else.
I have some stuff.
What's that?
In continuation of last week's story of Telltale shutting down, now the former employees are doing a class action lawsuit saying that they violated some laws with firing before the planned closure and just details going on with that. Not super surprising with everything we know about them. But
Specifically, apparently they violated the WARN Act,
Yeah.
which dictates how much notice you need to give employees before any planned layoffs. And they're within the. I'm not going to get into it, but within the WARN Act, there are specific definitions of what defines a mass layoff, and I think that the entire situation is. It's awful for all the people who have lost their jobs. My question though is because I know the way that people got paid out when they left when they were let go, and that tells me definitely that Telltale doesn't have a lot of money.
Right.
So say they win this lawsuit, where's that money gonna come from?
Yeah, who knows?
You know.
Who knows? I think the worst thing about it is that Telltale has tweeted out that due to people wanting to help, other devs and investors and publishers wanting to help, they might finish the final season of Walking
yeah,
Dead.
episodes 3 and 4.
And why not pay your employees before doing that?
Yeah.
Yep.
Now, granted, that's not their money, so they can't exactly decide what to do with that money.
Sure.
But it still seems a bit,
Sketch.
yeah.
Also, Vivendi announced that they're gonna sell all the Ubisoft stock
Yep.
by March 7th.
Yeah, so it's interesting,
2019.
like people are reporting on this like Ubisoft won and all this and that, and like okay,
Yeah, people
but,
are like, good for
Ubisoft
Ubisoft.
won like 6 months ago.
Yeah.
You know, they were okay 6 months ago. This might actually be bad for Ubisoft. And I just don't understand why journalists don't seem to understand that.
It's not even just journalists;
But-
it's like fans. I'm seeing it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like, good on Ubisoft, they're surviving.
Yeah. And it is good. Like Ubisoft is surviving. They can continue to do things. Hopefully, continue to do things that they used to do, because we have not seen a new UbiArt game in several years now, or anything of that nature in several years now.
Right.
Then again, we wouldn't be seeing Beyond Good and Evil 2
If it weren't.
if it weren't for them, and Vivendi would not have had something like that, you know. So who knows? The other thing, real quick. So it was announced last year. Sean Layden was asked last year about PSN name changes coming to PlayStation, and he said, "Ask me again in about 12 months. I'll have something to say about that." Referring to the next PSX, which is now not happening. So I've seen a lot of gamers saying, "Oh, they canceled PSX, so he wouldn't have to talk about this and all." You know, it's all rumors. It's all speculation as of right now. But some very credible sources have said that Sony has figured out how to do so, and that it will take place early next year. So that might actually be happening. It does sound like you may have to ditch your PS3 progression in order to do so.
And I guess depending on how invested you were in that stuff, that that would do.
That might matter to you, or it might not. Yeah.
And I'd seen a lot of I'd seen a lot of opinions about that, and obviously the comparison was, well, Xbox has been letting us do it since day one. Why can't you guys do it? And I haven't really had an opinion on it in that way because I'm not a software engineer. I don't know how that stuff.
It all goes back to the cell processor. That's why. That is why.
And so if you built your entire architecture around this thing and this very rigid piece of tech, and anything that you move or try to adjust on that makes the whole thing fall apart, then maybe it's going to take you a few years to figure that shit out. That being said, if they do manage to do it, I'll have to wonder what will happen.
As I understand it, Xbox and Steam names, and I think even Nintendo names now, I could be wrong, are coded with digits, a series of digits.
Right.
Whereas PlayStation 3 profile names, which were birthed on the PS3, are the name followed by a string of digits. And for some reason, alphabetical characters versus numerical characters causes a problem. Why that is, I'm not sure. I'm not a video game scientist.
Yeah.
But
that's not what you went to school for.
Sure. But it sounds like it's most likely happening.
Yeah.
Sooner than later. So there's that.
Yeah.
I mean, for somebody like me with like 17 total platinums, it doesn't make that big of a difference. For someone like Corey, who's got like, I don't know, I think he's close to 400 now.
Yeah.
It probably does make a big difference to him,
Sure.
So there's that.
And then the last bit of news I have is also an update to a previous week's story about the Nintendo Online. IGN put out a article talking about that if you can't end your subscription to it, that they will only keep your profile data for 6 months.
Oh yeah. And that's the case with most consoles. Xbox doesn't keep it forever.
Yeah, but they
Sony
didn't
doesn't keep it forever.
They didn't announce it at first. It's
Right.
kind of like a wait and see
Now
thing.
you know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I think 6 months is enough time for you to re-up your subscription.
To decide whether or not you care
Right.
about it.
Yeah, but it's also just something that wasn't announced as they did it.
Sure.
Yeah. So just kind of update on that. And that's all I got.
Another update on Nintendo Switch Online.
Oh.
Sinead now gets to play all my games. So
And
that's
I'm gonna
cool.
buy all the things on his account.
You will not, you dumb bitch.
Not all of them, just as much as I can get away with before he stops me.
Sure. That's it for this week, guys. Stay tuned. Sinead and I are both working on some new content for the channel. So that'll be up at some point.
I'm pretty excited about it.
Me too. A goodbye.
Bye, guys.